Chapter 13. It was nearly 3 hours later when I finally managed to escape from Loupier. I hurried outside to the sidewalk and called Frankie to give me a ride. He answered the phone with a yelp. He was in the middle of a wax and wasn't able to pick me up. I stepped out to the curb to hail a taxi. There were none in sight. I needed to fix my car and fast. Maybe Remy could come and pick me up. I vetoed the idea. I couldn't use Grayson's limo for my needs. I searched my phone for the rideshare app. A black Porsche pulled alongside me. I knew who was inside before he rolled the window down. I bent down to peek inside at Caleb.
Do you need a ride?
Caleb asked. No.
Then why are you standing here?
I'm waiting for someone.
Do you want to wait in the car? It's 110 degrees.
I hadn't noticed, I said, even though my back had beads of sweat trickling down it.
I'm not leaving until someone picks you up.
Whatever floats your boat, I said. As I started a request for a ride, I watched Caleb slide out of the car and advance toward me. Caleb snatched my phone and deposited it into his pocket. Give me my phone back.
You're very stubborn. Once I've given you a ride home, I'll give you your phone.
I blew out an enormous huff of air for effect and plopped down in his car. I was actually relieved for the ride since I'm sure I'd sweated out a gallon of water in just those few minutes. He slid in behind the driver's seat.
You're going home, right? Or do you need to go somewhere else?
He asked as he accelerated the car. Just home.
How did you get the bruise on your leg?
Didn't your girlfriend tell you?
I don't have a girlfriend.
My mistake. The forever bachelor. He slid a narrow glance.
So how did you get the bruise?
An elevator picked a fight with me.
That doesn't make sense. From the size of the bruise, it had to hurt.
It hurt like hell.
Nadia, we need to talk about what happened.
I don't want to talk about it.
We're going to talk.
My phone rang in his pocket. He extracted it from its prison and peered at it. Without a word, he stashed it back in the prison, clenching his hands tightly around the steering wheel. Who was it? I asked.
No one.
A silent pause ballooned. I thought you wanted to talk.
I don't want to talk.
He growled. I shrugged and relaxed in the seat. A few minutes later, he dropped me off in the parking lot of All Celebrities Chapel. He handed back my phone as I stepped out of the car.
You still owe me a weekend,
he said, then sped out of the parking lot. I scanned my phone to see a missed call from Grayson. Ugh. Now Caleb was mad. I shrugged it off. He deserved it. I rambled through the chapel doors and called Grayson on my way to my apartment.
We're on for tonight,
he said.
I found out where Dagore's going to play. You need to contact David.
No need, I said as I opened the door to my apartment. He's here. Grayson made a noise of what I could only assume was exasperation.
Tell him he has a wife and just let me talk to him.
Okay, I said, handing the phone to David. Grayson wants to talk to you. David took the phone.
Yeah?
David listened for a moment and cracked a smile.
You said you want me to take Nadia out on a date.
David winked at me.
Sure, no problem. Anything for my brother. Don't wait up for us.
He hung up the phone and handed it back. Were you guys always like this? I asked.
You mean giving each other a hard time? Yeah, I can't remember a time when we didn't. I'm sure I push his buttons a little bit more.
So what's up? Why are you here?
I wanted to check in.
Did Grayson tell you I'm supposed to play Dagor tonight?
No, I didn't give him the chance. Have you decided how you're going to play him?
What do you mean? I asked.
We need to get information. I've seen you play poker and you're a brick wall. There won't be much talking if that's the case. Also, I don't want you to win money from him.
So I should be more talkative and less aggressive at the table.
You got it.
This is going to be hard. I've never been able to sit down at the table and want to lose money.
You'll also want to dress up. Ask Maya to help you dress for tonight.
I'm not asking Maya. She'll dress me up in something pink and glittery. He smirked.
That's the point. Dagor will be more willing to talk if he sees you dolled up and glittery. He'll see you as someone he can talk to, and he can boast about himself. You wouldn't be a threat.
My questions won't match the personality I'm trying to portray.
Then try a different tactic.
How?
Play the victim.
I called Grayson to give Maya the night off to help me. He sent her to meet me at the chapel with Remy and the limo. I popped out the front door as the limo drove up. Remy stepped out.
Hey, Jet. How's your emotional state today?
He asked. Pink and glittery. At least that's what I'm trying for. He arched his eyebrow and ushered me into the back.
Nadia!
Maya squealed.
This is going to be so much fun. Grayson gave us an open credit line.
Does he know what he's getting himself into?
Nope.
She said, laughing. Remy dropped us off near a string of boutiques.
We should be able to find something here,
Maya said. I followed Maya into the first boutique. I'd never stepped foot into these stores before. The sticker shock alone could put me in a coma. Since this wasn't my dime, I followed Maya as she bounced around the store exclaiming passionate sentiments over shiny material.
How about this?
She asked. I eyed the garment. What is it?
It's a dress. Silly.
I don't see how it's a dress. There are 3 straps and nothing else.
2 boobs and your butt.
My eyes widened. Absolutely not.
Okay, let's look at the next store.
I followed Maya to the next store but stopped abruptly. Katerina strolled out of the shop. Her eyes targeted me.
I see Grayson let you off the leash today.
Maya piped up.
Grayson doesn't have any leashes.
Come on, Maya, I said. Let's go inside.
I wouldn't bother.
Katerina said.
You don't make enough in 1 year to buy anything in this store.
She held up her shopping bag.
But I do.
That's why Grayson gave Nadia an open credit line,
Maya said. Katerina's mouth twisted.
Caleb did that for me too, for special services granted.
I already knew that wasn't true. Gossip travels around the tables at warp speed. I would have definitely heard about that. I didn't need to provide special services, I said. What you and Caleb do together is none of my business and something I'd rather not know.
It must be hard for you to always be the woman who follows behind the main act.
Where's my punching bag? I thought. Katerina, you're sorely mistaken if you think I would follow in your footsteps. Katerina narrowed her eyes.
You already are because Grayson will be mine before he's ever yours. I'm having dinner with him later tonight, and believe me, it will be a late night, especially with this little number I just bought for his eyes only.
With a sly grin, Katerina turned and sauntered off. He's having dinner with Katerina while I'm trying to save his damn casino? Something wasn't right. Why would he agree to dinner with her? Maya tugged at my arm.
Come on, let's go inside. Don't worry. The last rumor I heard was she's out of money. She's borrowing money from people to pay off her poker loss. She'll do anything for her next buy-in.
I shrugged off Katerina and followed Maya into the store. She zoomed amongst the racks of clothes while I milled quietly around, pondering the rumor Maya told me. If Katerina was tapped out, how could she afford to shop in a store like this? How was she able to buy in at $100,000 for the high-stakes table? A prickle on the back of my neck made me turn my attention to the sales associate. I never classified myself as the criminal type, but she was keeping a watchful eye on me. Maybe I looked too poor to be in a store with these sky-high prices. Who was I kidding? I probably looked homeless compared to the ladies who shopped here. Maya brought me 3 dresses to choose from.
I insist you pick one of these. They're all perfect for you.
I inspected the dresses. Maya? I don't know. I don't know how to dress girly.
Then I'll pick.
She concentrated on the dresses. Her mouth pouted as she tried to decide.
I think the red one. It's not something I would pick for myself because I don't look good in red, but you have dark hair. We can add extensions to your hair with bright red highlights, and then maybe a French manicure. We don't want to go too crazy with the red.
You're in charge. An enormous smile plastered itself on her face.
Then try on this dress.
I took the dress and flagged the sales associate for an open dressing room. She gave me a once-over inspection with her beady eyes and tisked. She led me to the dressing room and left me to change. I quickly changed into the ultra-short, form-fitted red dress. Slits on both sides made me deduce that improper body parts would show if I tried to sit down. This wasn't going to work. "Maya," I called. She peeked into the dressing room and squealed.
It's perfect.
"I have to sit at a poker table. The slits on this dress are going to rise to my hips."
You have to do a little tug and wiggle right before you sit. Then don't move once you're seated, otherwise it will hitch up. We'll have to apply makeup over your bruised leg. It looks nasty.
"Okay, boss," I said, giving in. "Let's buy it before the sales associate tries to arrest me. Should I check the price tag?"
No. If you look at the tag, you won't buy it. Now hurry and change. We have to find shoes, then head to the salon. We need to be there in an hour or we'll miss the appointment.
Maya dragged me from store to store. She gushed over all the shoes, but finally settled on a pair of 4-inch heels, even though I protested. She was unstoppable. I was on the verge of passing out from exhaustion. "Are we almost done?" I whined.
We need to head to the salon. Remy will meet us to pick up our shopping bags.
Finally, I can sit. Even though it would be in a salon chair, it would be sitting. I followed Maya, and 5 minutes later, we arrived at the salon. I fell into a waiting area chair as Maya made her way to the receptionist. Remy entered the salon minutes later. His large, brooding features looked severely out of place. "Hey, Remy, coming to get your nails done?" I asked. He peered down at me.
Trying to be a smartass.
"I don't think I need to try."
That's true. You're already a smartass and a pain in the ass. And if I could think of another ass, you'd probably be that too.
I smiled. "Oh, Remy, you do like me."
Oh yeah, I just thought of one more. Jackass.
He smirked.
Give me your stuff and let me get out of here.
I chuckled and handed him the bags. He fled as my name was called. I heaved myself out of my chair and followed Maya and the receptionist to a private room. "What happens in here?" I asked.
She makes you beautiful.
Maya said. "What's the difference between out there and in here?"
About $2,000.
I choked.
Just sit down and relax. Grayson makes that much every 10 minutes he works.
"Every 10 minutes?" Maya shrugged.
Maybe not every 10 minutes. It's probably more like every hour.
I really didn't want to know.
Why not? It's not like you're after his money.
A brassy woman with short hair popped into the room.
"I'd be after his money,"
She said.
"A woman can never have enough. If a man is going to make that kind of money year after year, I want in on it."
She ran her fingers through my strands of hair, which still had burnt chunks.
"So, what are we doing today?"
Maya rambled off a list that included hair extensions, bright red chunky highlights, and a mani-pedi. Maya would apply my makeup at Grayson's. A second woman entered the room to assist with the transformation. I closed my eyes and let it happen. There wasn't any reason to fight it now. I'd come this far. This scheme had better work, or David would be sorry he taught me how to punch.
Remy, is Grayson at the penthouse?
Maya held the phone to her ear.
Make sure he's not there, and then come pick us up. I don't want him walking in on us.
"We could just go to my place," I said.
I dropped off all my makeup at Grayson's. We need to go back there. Plus, I want him to see you once you're all put together.
I'm sure I'll see him before the night is over. Maybe not if he had dinner plans with Kat. My fingers curled into a fist.
Oh?
Her eyes twinkled.
Do you have special plans?
No, I'm playing someone named Dagor as a favor, so I'm sure he'll want to know everything that happened. Unless Kat keeps him too busy to talk to me. Damn her. She was probably lying and I'm falling for it.
I meant to ask you about that. Who is Dagor? And why do you have to play poker with him?
He has some information Grayson needs. I can't divulge the whole situation. If I can make Daegor talk, it might help Grayson.
He never tells me anything.
Remy pulled up to the salon. He glanced at my hair and shook his head as we walked to meet him. I heard him mutter, "Shit," under his breath. "What?" I asked. "Is it bad?"
I'm not saying a word.
My eyes shot over to Maya. "Does my hair look bad?"
No. Remy, her hair is perfect.
I know it is.
He said.
Too perfect.
"What does that mean?" I asked.
I shouldn't have opened my mouth.
"Well, you did, so start explaining." His eyes flicked back to my hair.
I've just seen a lot of perfect hair come and go.
He ushered us into the limo and then slid in front. Maya scooted toward the front.
Remy, did you make sure Grayson's not in the penthouse?
He's off-site. I have to pick him up in an hour. You won't have extra time to spare.
That should be fine. I only need to do her makeup.
He nodded. Maya settled back in her seat. Her eyes drifted to the window. A sadness settled on her face. "Maya, are you okay?"
I was just thinking about David. I always dressed up for him. I would go crazy and spend so much time. He would laugh and tell me I was beautiful whether I spent 10 seconds or 10 hours getting ready.
Her eyes rested on her wedding ring.
I really miss him. I know it's been 2 years, but I can't stop thinking about him. I don't know if he's dead or if he ran off with another woman.
My heart broke in half for her. "Maya, wherever he is, I'm sure he wants to come home to you soon."
Sometimes I think that too, but then I wonder if I'm not just trying to fool myself.
I couldn't say more to her without blowing David's cover. Let yourself be a fool. There's no harm in believing what you want to believe if it gets you through the day. It's your life, Maya. Live it however you want. If David comes back, he can see you're a strong woman who is able to follow her heart. A smile crept on her face as Remy rolled to a stop in front of the casino.
Come on,
She said.
at least I can dress you up for the other Miller brother.
Remy collected the bags from the trunk and helped us upstairs. He deposited us and the bags in the penthouse and quickly escaped. "He doesn't like girly things, does he?" I asked Maya.
No, it freaks him out, but he does like to look at the end result.
Then he fits in with most of the rest of the male population. An hour later, Maya pronounced I was ready. I turned to inspect myself in the bathroom mirror. My jaw dropped. A woman stared back at me, but I didn't recognize her at all. Is this a hallucination? Perhaps that hit to the head affected my eyesight. "Maya, are you sure I'm in here somewhere? I can't even recognize myself."
That's what we were going for, right?
"Yeah, I guess. I just didn't realize it was possible."
Daegor will never be able to figure out who you are. Plus, you'll receive about 100 requests for dates.
I don't want guys hitting on me.
All girls want someone to ask them out on a date.
I think I've had my fill of men for the moment.
Not possible. I love it when guys ask me out. I always tell them no, but I still love the attention.
Are you still dating Stupid Head?
Yes, but I don't know if I like him as much as I did when I first met him.
I heard the front door open. Maya jumped up and down.
He's here. I can't wait for him to see you.
You should tell him it's me before I go out there. Maya shook her head. Her wide blonde curls bobbed along with her head.
No, it's going to be a surprise.
It'll be a surprise, all right. She clutched my hand as we strolled to the living room. Grayson had already settled at the table with his laptop. His eyebrows crinkled together as he read the screen.
Grayson!
Maya called. He answered, though his eyes remained glued to his laptop.
What is it, Maya?
Look up, silly.
He unglued his eyes from his monitor long enough to take in Maya, then they drifted back to the laptop. A split second later, they shot over to me. A perplexed look spread across his face.
Well?
Maya asked.
What do you think?
Think about what?
His question was guarded.
About Nadia. Did your brain fall out of your ears?
I chuckled. At the sound of my voice, Grayson's eyes widened.
Oh, shit.
My hands snapped to my hips, hitching the dress up slightly. Why is it every time I wear a dress a man says, shit? Grayson opened his mouth to speak, but I was already on my way out the door. Maya scowled at Grayson and followed me. She fidgeted in the elevator. Maya, why are you fidgeting?
I'm so confused. Why did he say that and then let you walk away without following you?
He knows not to follow me.
How do you do it? Make them understand.
They'll never understand, I said dryly. But you only have to snap once and they know. I blew through the elevator door as it opened. The sight of Caleb caught my eye. I veered over to him. Maya was on my heels. As I stalked my prey, I noticed he was chatting to a blonde with enormous breasts. If Grayson hadn't recognized me, then Caleb might not either. I bumped against him. He was solid and hardly moved an inch.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I said, altering my voice to the same frequency as the bimbos he loves to date.
Silly me. I didn't see you.
The blonde turned to glare at me for the intrusion.
No problem,
He said. He took in the length of me. His gaze rested on my eyes.
I've only seen green eyes like yours once before.
A flash of nervous energy nearly broke to the surface. I had to stay calm and play aloof.
Can I buy you a drink?
He asked.
No, but thank you. I have to get back to my boyfriend.
Too bad.
He turned back to the blonde who was amazingly still there. I sauntered off and winked at Maya.
What was that about?
She asked. I just found us a ride. I opened my hand to show the valet ticket.
Is that Caleb's?
Yes, but it's mine for tonight.
How did you do it?
Lupier taught me. I didn't think I could do it. I smiled at the ticket. Caleb was most likely going to be at the casino for hours. I would have his car back before he missed it. We exited the casino and headed to the valet. I handed him the ticket.
Caleb just dropped off the car.
The valet said, and I'm picking it up.
I don't know if I should give you the car. It's against company policy.
You can either give me the car now or explain to Caleb why I didn't have his love nest ready for him when he returns from working the tables. He's expecting a lot of girls tonight, and I need the car to arrange everything. The valet's mouth dropped open. Maya giggled. He fumbled with the keys and finally snagged a set from the box and raced to the car. Moments later, I was behind the wheel with Maya in the passenger seat. Do you want me to drop you off at home? I asked.
No, I want to go with you. This is fun.
Dagor is a nasty guy, and I'll have to play in the high-stakes room. If I showed up with Maya, David would kill me.
I can help you.
I know you can. But I need you not to help me this time. I'm not really sure how I'm going to pull this off, so I need to stay focused.
Okay, drop me off at home.
Guilt nagged, making me debate more about bringing her. She could have been an excellent sidekick to round out my look, but then I would have to tell her what was going on so she didn't slip up. Too many secrets would be revealed and none of them would be pleasant. I pulled into her driveway. Maya, thank you for all of your help today. I really couldn't have done this without you.
It's okay. I just wish Grayson wouldn't put you in such a bad position. Take care of yourself. Don't let Dagor get too handsy. Once he starts, he won't want to stop.
I thanked her for the advice as she hopped out of the car. I backed out of the driveway once she'd made it safely inside the house. My hands were shaking by the time I reached the casino where Grayson said Dagor would be. I steeled my nerves as I stepped out of the car and into the entrance. I was a long way from the Strip, and this casino was a long way from being on the up and up. The decor hadn't been updated since the Rat Pack's heyday. Large, dusty bulbs dimly lit the casino and worn, burnt orange carpets covered the floor. The casino owners didn't have to bother with the latest, flashiest tourist gimmicks. Most tourists wouldn't even find this casino since it was so far from the Strip and lights. Serious Vegas patrons played here. Most of them looked like they were one con away from jail. I found my way to the high-stakes room where a spot was open. I perched on a chair and scoped my surroundings. The players were already in a hand, and no one noticed me. From David's description of Dagor, he wasn't in the room. I was about to stand up and move from the table when a hand pushed me back down into my chair.
Hello, baby.